Okay, we are recording. I'm doing a screen recording and I'm recording on my camera, and hopefully I will stay in focus. If I don't, my apologies. I don't have a camera person. It's just me. I got a request from a viewer to do a video about how I did my goals, because I mentioned in my last video that I had set almost 50 goals for myself that kind of happened to coincide with the New Year, so they're sort of New Year's resolutions. So if you want to call them resolutions, if you want to call them goals, I don't care. I call them goals because it sounds less cheesy, but it is up to you. If you are anything like me, you are a good person, you have lots of things you want to do, lots of skills you want to learn, places you want to go, and you set a goal for yourself or make a New Year's resolution, and maybe follow through for a week or two, and then life happens and you stop working on your goal. I have recently discovered the power of spreadsheets and tracking things. And I think part of what got me on this is that I joined Orange Theory a year ago. And so I'm able to look back to my very first class in the app and see this is how much progress I've made in the past year. And so that kind of was an inspiration for what I'm trying to do here. Because their whole thing is that if you can't measure it, you can't change it. And so that's what I'm attempting to do here. I'm attempting to measure my progress to see if I'm accomplishing my goals or not accomplishing my goals. And if I'm not, why not? So let's get started. As you can see, I've broken this down into various segments of types of goals. So I have got my eventually tab, which is sometime in my lifetime I would like to do this thing. As an example, like learn how to play piano was on this list. And then places I wanted to travel, so like Scotland, Germany, those were on here. And so those are things that I know I do not have the capability of doing right now. So it's on my eventually tab. I just want to put it on paper to say, this is something I want to do with my life. So we don't really track this tab. Next 10 years. Things I had on here, one was I potentially want to foster or adopt kids. I know I'm not nearly ready to do that, so that's sometime in the next 10 years, I think that's a goal that I want to do. I want to foster or adopt. This is the next 5 years, so once it's completed, I would put an X there. But nothing on this list is complete yet. Annual, so yearly. Oh, so this was something, I've completed one of my yearly goals, which was learn a new skill. And my friend Nathan came over and taught me how to install curtain rods. I've owned a drill for like 5 years and I've never used it. That counts as I learned a new skill this year. The nice thing about this is that as you discover things about yourself and about your learning styles and how you get excited about things, you can make adjustments. This is a living document. It is not static. These last 3 tabs are where I kind of live the most. So monthly, weekly, and daily. So one of my monthly goals is to take a trip to a local town in Western Washington that I would otherwise have no reason to visit. So I checked that off. And there was a bunch of other goals that I did as well. You can see whatever that goal was, I didn't do it. Whatever that goal was, I didn't do it. Whatever that goal was, I didn't do it. Oh, these 2 goals were I want to go hiking 4 times this summer, and I want to go camping 4 times this summer. But because it's very cold and wet in Washington during the winter and fall, I blocked out these months in black to indicate this is not a goal for those months. I have no intention of completing these goals during those months. So if I know I'm not going to do something ahead of time, I block it out in black. You can use whatever system you want, but that's a nice visual cue for me to be like, I don't have to worry about that. Weekly. You'll see that there's some blanks here. That means that I had the time, I had the resources, and I just didn't do it. That was a failure on my part to follow through on my goal. But this is a good at a glance of like, I'm not doing great on the weekly goals, but I'm not failing utterly. So I could be doing better here. Sometimes if I know that there was a reason why I didn't do it, I'll leave a comment like, was deathly sick today, could not complete goal. Leave a comment for my future self, so I'll be like, what happened that week? It doesn't excuse it, it just gives context for why it didn't happen so that I can make changes in the future if I'm noticing a pattern. Daily is really where I live. I literally never close this tab. This tab is always open in my browser because I'm checking it off every day because they're daily goals. This one is easiest to see because it's literally every day of the year. You'll notice I have goals 10 and 11 blocked out. I figured out that Saturday and Sunday every week, I don't want to do those 2 goals. I've excused myself from doing these daily goals on the weekend. So I went through and just blocked them out for the whole year so that I wouldn't have to worry about it every week. Whee! This goal, the reason that this is blocked out is because I added this goal later. I added this goal on the 13th of January because it occurred to me after I wrote my other goals. And as you can see, I knew ahead of time I wasn't gonna do it, or couldn't do it because I didn't have the right resources or whatever. So that's why those are blocked out. So again, you gotta make it work for you. You gotta be able to remember what your organization is here. And I just try to keep it really simple. Blacked out, X's and blanks. I'm doing pretty good on a lot of these goals. These I've been pretty consistent with, which is nice. This was physical therapy. I did not do my exercises for like a week and a half. Sorry, Holly. And you just, at the top here, you just name your goals. So let's say this, I know this one's physical therapy. Do physical therapy. So same on all these tabs. You just name whatever it is. Local trip. I don't know. Trip. So that's really it. You just have simple headers, what month it is, what week it is, what the goal is, date, goal. So the value here for me has been, this has been really motivating for me to see that I did or didn't accomplish things. So if your brain doesn't work this way, maybe don't use this system. But if you need just a little push to help you figure out how to stay on track, this might be a good system.